Hi everybody, I'm Mikey, and this is part of the Advent Calendar series that is a crochet along. For those working on the crochet along with me, every few days a new video will be available to advance you to the next part of your project. There are 15 tutorials in all to complete today's project. If you're finding this and the crochet along is done, all videos will stay up indefinitely. In the more information of this video, you'll find a link to the playlist where all the tutorials will be listed in order for you to play along. The entire pattern is now available for free for those who don't need a video. Refer to the video description to get redirected to the pattern. So in the meantime, let's begin with today's tutorial to advance you to the next step, and of course wishing you the very best of the festive season ahead. In today's tutorial, we're going to work on the Santa Claus ornament. This is part of the Advent Calendar, and it's a three-dimensional ornament, as you can see. So it's got some colors here, and it's quite an easy thing to do. So the instructions are here. The information of this video has the link in order to do this. We're going to start off with the very beginning and then work our way to the top. So let's begin to do this next. So starting off with the beard color, I'm using an off-white as it's easier to see here on camera. And what I'm going to do is just create a slip knot, and then I want to chain a total of 2. So 1 and 2. So round number 1 says 6 single crochet and second chain from the hook. So just coming to the second chain from the hook and put in 6 single crochets. So 1, 2, and it's 3, 4, 5, and 6, just like so. And then you're just going to attach it to the very beginning one. If you're not sure, just count it backwards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So the counts kind of matter. So you just want to make sure you got it, getting into the right one the first time. So just slip stitch it in, and let's move on to round number 2. Round number 2, we're just going to just let this grow nicely. So we're just going to chain up 1 and then 1 single crochet in each of the stitches all the way around. So we got 1, 2, 3. This is 4, 5, and 6. And then once you have that done, and I just count because that's kind of what I do. So you're just going to slip stitch it to the top of the first one to conclude that. So that was round number 2. Just pop out the center so it's coming towards you. It just makes it easier to deal with in the future. Round number 3, we're going to do 2 single crochets into each. So just chain up 1, and we're going to put in 2 single crochets in each of the stitches all the way around. So 1 and 2, and keep doing that in each one. So 2 single crochets in each. So 1 and 2, and 1 and 2. So you only have to do that 3 times because there's only 6 stitches. So 1 and 2, just got to do it one more time. It's always kind of hard when you start projects. It's not always easy to hang on to it. But you just got to be a little bit patient. I have the added pressure of you watching me as I do it, so you get a little bit nervous sometimes, even though this is only being recorded. Okay, so I got 2 into each, and then I'm going to join it to the first one that I had started with. So that was round number 3. Just like that. So let's begin round number 4. So it's 1 single crochet into each. So just chain up 1 and 1 single crochet into each. So I'll leave that for you, and then I'll meet you at the end of this round. So 1 single crochet into each. Okay, so I joined it to the top of the first one, and now number 5. So we're going to chain up 1, and we're going to put 1 single crochet into the first one. And then in the next one, we're going to put 2 single crochets into it. So that's going to be the repeat pattern all the way around. So 1 single crochet into the next one, and then in the next one, you're going to have 2 single crochets. Please do that all the way around in that repeat pattern. So once you get all the way back around, just slip stitch it to the top of the first one. So you can see the beard is starting to form here right before our very eyes. So now we're going to just do up to number 6. So we're going to chain up 1, and then it's going to be 1 single crochet in each going all the way around for round number 6. So please do that, and we'll meet you back here in just a moment. Okay, in round number 7, what we're going to do is that we're going to implement his face. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off, and then at a certain point we're going to do so many stitches of this color, and then we are going to then do it a total of twice more. So there's actually 3 rounds using this other color right in the middle of the white. So let's begin to do the instructions. Have that color ready for you, and so you're going to do this one, and we're going to chain up 1 and 1 single crochet in the first one, and then 1 single crochet in each of the next 5. So let's count those out. So 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5. So 5, you don't want to finish it. You just want to leave this stitch here, and then you're going to grab the next one and just create a slip knot to begin, and you're going to finish it. Okay, so this is how you kind of do grafghan work. So now this one is ready. So what I want you to do is that I want you just to leave this white hanging in behind. Okay, so it's in behind, and I want you to use only this taupe color, and for the next 6 you're going to use that taupe color only. Okay, so let's do this. So you're going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, but don't finish the 6th one. I want you to bring back that white, so just drag it loosely in behind the project, okay, and bring it back on. So just make sure that there's no tension of the strands that are carrying it forward on the back side, and just drop that taupe out of the way. It says to break it, but you don't need to. You could just use it again in the next time. So then finish off this round using the white. So we have to do this a total of 2 more times. I'll show you how to restart this. Now it says to break stuff, but you don't need to. You can just have it drag in behind, because you won't see behind because it's inside the Santa. So once you get all the way around, just join it with the slip stitch. So let's do this 2 more times. So let's start you again. So 1, and then you're going to do the first one, and then in the next 5, so you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, but don't finish it. Just let that white go out of the way and grab the taupe that is going to be over here. Just bring it over to where you need to go. It's in behind anyway, so you won't see it being dragged across. So just finish that one, and then just coming across, so do 6 of taupe. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And remember, don't finish it, just let it fall, grab the white back up and finish that one, and then the remaining is going to be white for there. So I want you to do that 1 more time, and then this is creating the face right on the front of the Santa. So maybe we can just continue to do that together. So just join it with the slip stitch when you get back, and then we'll just review 1 more time. So I've joined it with the slip stitch, chain up 1, and then we single crochet in the first one, and then the next 5 with the white. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and don't finish it again. Bring back that taupe 1 more time, just drag it across the back, and just let that white fall out of the way. And so for the next 6, there's going to be single crochets in taupe. So 1, 2, that's 3, 4, 5 and 6, but don't finish that one. Let it fall and get the white back up and finish the round. So the taupe is done. So what we're going to do after we're done this, we're going to come back with the darning needle, fasten those off in behind, and that'll be completely done. So you have the face of the Santa working into your project as you're going right now. So coming back to the start, just join with the slip stitch, just like that. So we don't want to, when I go to do this, we don't want to fasten off the white. Sorry, I'm just a little stuck. So we don't want to fasten off with the white, but we do want to get rid of the taupe while we're here. So just join it with a slip stitch. I think my stitching is really tight. There we go, got it. So let's just get rid of the taupe right now. So just cutting an extra long strand, getting that out of the way. And I'm just gonna pull up the loop so I have it. So using the taupe only, just to finish it off, I want you to put that on a darning needle and in behind the project. So on the underside, I want you just to drag the yarn underneath the stitch work. So 1, 2, this should not go out to the front side of the project, only stays on the back, and 3. And there is the front of the face of the Santa. So now what we're going to do is we're going to continue with the white and keep on going. So let's create the hat together. So we're going to start off and we're going to chain up 1, and in the front loops only, so only in the front loops. If you're new to crochet, there's always 2 strands. The front strand is the front loop, the other strand is the back loop. So coming down into the very first one, come into the front loop only, and this will create a popping out look. So single crochet, chain 2, and then moving to the next single crochet up in the front loop only, single crochet, chain 2, and then coming in to the next one, front loop only, single crochet first, and then chain 2. So please do that all the way around for this round, and this is the first round for the hat. So chain 2 and then front loop only, single crochet. When you come all the way back around, you're going to single crochet in the front loop only. Make sure you chain 2 and then slip stitch it to the first single crochet that you had started with. So now we have the front loops all taken, so now the back loops are all going to be exposed. We're going to get rid of this color now, and we're going to bring back the hat color, or we're going to bring on the hat color next, and we're going to start working on the top of it. So you can just pull it nice and tight, just weave in some ends and just tuck it on the inside of your Santa. And you can also just stuff this a little bit later as well, so you can get that pretty much out of the way right from the very beginning. So let's move on now and let's start applying the hat to the top of your Santa. Okay, so let's begin the Santa hat. So we're gonna just start off with a slip knot, starting where you finished off in the back and just coming on to the remaining loop. So it's the back loop that is left. You're just gonna fasten on just with a slip stitch. Chain up 1, and in the back loops only, you're just going to apply 1 single crochet into each, going all the way around. So just take your time, just making sure you get into each one. So please do that in the back loops only. I just need extra time just to see the stitches. It's there, it's easy, it's just my angle doesn't always work well for me here when teaching you here on camera. So I'll be right back in just a moment to have those back loops done, and I'll see you in here in just a moment. So when you get all the way back around, just got to slip stitch it to the top of the first one. So I just needed more time just to look at it, and there is the top of the hat, and you can see the face and etc. So now we're going to continue along, and now we're going to place in 1 single crochet in each. So chaining up 1 single crochet in each stitch, going all the way around. Once you're all the way back around, just slip stitch it to the top of the first one. And now we're going to start doing a bit of decrease next. So next one we have to do is chain up 1, and we're going to single crochet into the first one, and then we're going to, the next 2 is going to come together. So just coming into the first one, pull through, next one, pull through, and pull through all 3 loops. So the next one's 1 single crochet by itself, and the next one's 2 together. So in, and then pull through 2. And you're going to do that all the way around for this round. So 1 by itself and 2 together. So 1 and 2 and pull together. So do that all the way around for this round. Once you're all the way around, just slip stitch it to the beginning, and now you need to start applying your stuffing before this hole gets too much or too little for you. So just apply a little bit of stuffing. It's just enough to keep it from collapsing in on itself. So just a little bit, and then just apply it back out here. Okay, and then what we're going to do then is that we're going to continue along. So right now then is that we're going to chain up one, and we're going to do one single crochet into each, going all the way around. So now that we've done that, we're going to move on to round number 6, and we're going to chain up one, and then we're going to put every 2 stitches together. So 2 together, so just in and in, and then moving along to the next 2, put those together. It just takes a few moments just to do this because we're rounding up to the end of creating the whole shape. The final 2, and then just join it to the beginning one. So everything is going to get nice and tight for you. And then what we're going to do then is move to the next one, number 7. So just one single crochet into each. So you can see that there it's just kind of cone shaping because you're taking your time getting to the top. Santa's hat is not rounded off, as you can probably know by now. So just gonna do one single crochet into each. Right back to the beginning, and then you're just going to slip stitch it to the beginning one. And now the final one is that we're going to do 2 together for the remaining. So let's just put the next 2 together, and you can only do it 3 times because you'll run out of stitches. Just keep on going around. So that's it. Okay, and then you want to slip stitch it to the first one that you had before, like so. So now you're going to fasten that off, and then using your darning needle you're going to just weave in your ends. So the actual ornamental, when it's hanging from the ornament, is going to be hanging by a white strand, which kind of symbolizes the pom-pom on top of Santa's hat. So to get rid of your loose ends, what you can just do here, just like I showed you before, in and out of the project a total of 3 times. So 1, 2, and 3, just nice and loosely. Cut that down. Okay, and now we're going to continue then for the work. So let's continue along in this pattern. So in the original, Santa has a little mustache just like you see here. So what we're going to do is that we are going to do the mustache now. This is just a 3-inch one, just tied right in the center of where the face will be. So let's put his mustache in. So you just want to go into just underneath the post, right directly in the center, and then just pull it through. One of the Santas on the Advent calendar does not have this at all. Honestly, I don't think it's a deal breaker to miss it out, but it's up to you. It's what the pattern calls for. So we're going to do it today. So we're just going to tie it once. So you see. And then what you can just do is then break him down. And you want to untwist the yarn strands to kind of fluff it back out. Okay, and then just let it sit like that. So it's just more of a 3-dimensional item like that. So let's carry on with the loop on the top of the hat next. To do the loop on the top, we want to create an extra long chain in the beginning so we can use that to sew it in, and we want to do a total chaining of 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Cut an extra long tail, you'll use that for sewing, and then just pull the loop through, pull the loop through. And all I want you to do is that I want you to put these 2 strands at an equal distance from each other. So just fold this in half and just pull so that you get the same distance, and then snip, and then put that into a darning needle. Okay, and then just come up with the top and just go in, pulling those through. You'll have the loop on top. Just go through the middle of the loop as a whip stitch, just going in. Just adjust things if you have to. Okay, and just going up and doing that again. And then you have to get rid of this white, but you can't bury it in the red because then you'll see it. So you have to go through the chain to hide it through. So just pull through the chain and then back through the chain again. And then guess what? Back through one more time. Okay, and there is the loop. And now what are we missing? What we're missing is Jolly Little Smile, aren't we? So we need to do his eyes next. So let's do that next. So as you can see, his eyes are just a V shape. They give the illusion that he's smiling. So we're gonna do that now with your yarn, and we're gonna just try to eye it up just to try to match it to the center of his face, as you see. So what I want you to do is just put this into a darning needle, and the other side I'm just gonna let it be, and I'm gonna drag it up through the bottom of this, and I'm gonna come out where I think that the first eye should be. Okay, so we're gonna come out. When I go to pull this up, I don't want to pull it all the way through. I just want to stop just as it hits that interior at the bottom. So stop right there. And then I'm gonna come up through the top here on an angle and then back down to where I was. Okay. And then what I want to do is go back up through the top and then come back down on the other angle here to create the V on the other side. So one, okay, so there's gonna be up here, and I'm gonna do that total of twice. Now when I go back to the next time, I want to come out through another piece over here so I can give him the other eye. There's one. There's a science to this whole embroidery stuff. I'm not very good at it. I'm not even gonna lie about that. I can't lie about it because you can see my work here on camera. I need a course just for this stuff, just to teach myself. So once I get that through, then I'm just gonna go and do the other eye on the other side and come up. So it's amazing I can work on these projects and have an okay job, and then I ruin it with the face. That takes talent, just so you know. I'm a trained expert, you know. Okay, so we're gonna do the other eye. As long as I'm consistent, I think I'm okay. And then when I come back through, I'm gonna go down the other side and then back out the bottom. So he's not perfect, but this is crafting. That's my excuse, and I'm staying with it. Actually, it didn't turn out too bad. Just gonna tie up his mustache a little bit more, and then I can trim him out of the bottom here. And that is my Santa Claus. So I just gotta adjust him a bit. You can always use a glue. I'm good at the glue. Well, maybe. And so you can see the difference of the eye embroidery. I was kind of more thicker than the original, but that's just the way it's gonna be. And that's it for today. So this is the Santa Claus. You have to do 2 of them for your ornamental display. And the stuffing is inside, so if you just want to even it out, you can do so and just move things around if you have to. So until next time, have a great day. We'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.